you have problems con los verbos modales, don't worry. A lot of mis estudiantes have the same issue. But no worries. Now we are going to learn together the modal verbs so that they are not a pesadilla for you anymore. This is how to speak like a real native, so let's find out more. Hi, I'm Susie, and in este video aprenderás cómo usar los verbos modales. Don't worry, because we will go slowly y vamos a ver muchos ejemplos, so that for you the modal verbs are super simple, easy, and you are ready to use them. Pero ¿qué son verbos modales? Well, they mean nothing alone. They have no meaning, significan nada si es una palabra sola. But when we change y ponemos con otra palabra, it takes on a different meaning. It can be possibility, necessity, probability. It changes the sentence. Otra manera that we use modal verbs is to make our sentence conditional, condicional. For example, if I were you, I would go. Si yo fuera tú, iría. Here, we've managed to make our sentence conditional by using the modal verb would. Now we're going to go in more detail and see lots of different examples. Okay, vamos a ver 10 different modal verbs. First, can. Can podemos usar para expresar habilidad o posibilidad. For example, I am positive that I can swim that far. Estoy segura de que puedo nadar hasta allí. Paul can stay with you when I leave. Paul se puede quedar contigo cuando yo me vaya. As you can see, it's like the verb poder in español. También podemos utilizarlo para pedir permission o para la posibilidad de algo. For example, can I have some water, please? ¿Me das un poco de agua, por favor? Can you drive me home after work? ¿Puedes llevarme a casa después del trabajo? Could is como can, pero en el pasado. And that's why we use it for situations like habilidad or posibilidad. For example, my mom could never ride a bike. Mi madre nunca aprendió a montar en bicicleta. When I was younger, I could stay up all night. Cuando era joven, podía pasarme toda la noche despierto. Y de la misma forma de can, could is used for pedir algo. But remember, it is a little more formal. For example, could you help me with the suitcase, please? ¿Podría, por favor, ayudarme con la maleta? Finally, podemos usar could for situations, conditional, or for suggestions, or maybe even to suggest the future. For example, we could go to the beach tomorrow. Podríamos ir a la playa mañana. If I had enough flour, I could make a cake. Si tuviera suficiente harina, podría hacer una tarta. Next, will. Will we use to express la voluntad and also the determination to do something. But a lot of the time we use it to talk about the future. Let's see an example. I will visit my friends in Scotland next month. Visitaré a mis amigos en Escocia el próximo mes. I will show you my new dress tonight. Te enseñaré mi nuevo vestido esta noche. And now, a little less common, but possible, is using will to ask for favors, favores, o información. An example. Will you help me with the table? ¿Me ayudas con la mesa? Will the hotel cover the costs of the taxi? ¿El hotel cubre los costes del taxi? Shall. This modal verb is a little less common to find. It's similar to will because we use it for the future, el futuro, but it is a lot more formal. For example, I shall be happy to finally meet you in person. Me alegraré mucho conocerte al fin en persona. We shall leave early tomorrow. Saldremos muy pronto mañana. But basically, we use shall for suggestions or offers in this kind of situation. For example, shall we start the meeting? ¿Os parece si empezamos la reunión? Shall I pick you up at 6 o'clock? ¿Te parece si paso a buscarte a las 6? Next, should. Should has lots of functions, and one of them is for recommendations. Think of it as the right or wrong voice in your head. For example, you shouldn't treat people like that. No deberías tratar a la gente así. I should call my grandpa today. Debería llamar a mi abuelo hoy. We also use should to ask the opinion of somebody or to saber qué hacer when you don't know. For example, should I take this job? ¿Debería aceptar este trabajo? Should I wait here? ¿Me espero aquí? Another modal verb, ought to. Wow. This one is not so common, probably because it's more British English than American. And remember, it is very formal. Similar to should, we use it to give a recommendation. For example, you ought to quit your smartphone. Deberías dejar el móvil. Mary ought to go to the police. Mary debería ir a la policía. Must. I'm sure you know must. It's kind of like in Spanish, tienes que. It's for obligation, prohibition, necessity. We use it a lot in a strong way. For example, everyone must arrive on time. Toda la gente tiene que llegar a tiempo. You must watch this movie. Tienes que ver esta película. Would. A favorite. Would is used in lots of different ways. One way we use would is to ask something very, very politely. Very educated. And another way is to know what we prefer. For example, would you like some wine with your dinner? ¿Desea tomar vino con la cena? I would rather have a beer. Prefiero tomar una cerveza. And there is another function of would. Were you paying attention earlier? That's right, we use it for the conditional. For example, I would like to go to Japan. Me gustaría ir a Japón. I would be living in Germany now if I had taken the job. Ahora mismo estaría viviendo en Alemania si hubiera aceptado el trabajo. May, not the month, the modal verb. We use may to talk about posibilidad in el futuro. For example, it may snow this weekend. Este fin de semana podría nevar. My sister may come home for Christmas. Puede que mi hermana venga a casa para Navidad. También se usa para dar instrucciones o pedir permiso. For example, you may leave the room now. Ya puede salir de la sala. May I turn the air conditioning off? ¿Puedo apagar el aire acondicionado? Might. Might is very similar to may. There's really not much difference between them. For example, it might snow this weekend. My sister might come home for Christmas this year. Is talking the same about possibility in the future. Another thing very similar to may, might is used para dar instrucciones or pedir permisión. For example, might I sit here? ¿Puedo sentarme aquí? Might you hold the door for me, please? ¿Podría usted sujetarme la puerta si es tan amable? What? Nobody speaks like that. One last comment about might. We use it more in British English than American. So, in summary, to express ability, we use can and could. To ask for permission, we use can, could, and may. To ask for advice, we use should. To express obligation, we use must. To express possibility, we use might, may, could, and can. Oh my God! Hemos repasado 10 verbos modales in English. How do you feel? Like an expert now, I am sure. Remember, if you want to continue learning, please subscribe to our WhatsApp videos. Click on to receive your notifications, and don't forget, WhatsApp, welcome to the English Revolution.